Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Monica Wisdom, the host and executive producer of the Black Women Amplify podcast. And I'm the founder and the creator of the Amplify Podcasting Academy. Yes, I'm going to be teaching all things podcasting. And I'll give you more information about that later. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 ways that AI has made podcasting so much easier. One of the main complaints people have said that they haven't started a podcast is because it takes up too much time. Well, with the addition of AI, it has literally cut my timing down about 50%, right? So how I do set up my podcast is what I will be teaching in the academy. All the extra stuff I used to have to do outside of the first section, the first 2 components, AI does it all like this. So the first thing it does is it saves time. 50% of my time is back. And that is perfect because I'm in school right now. I'm working on the academy is coming out right now. We're having our first class coming up, which I'm so excited about. It's a 14-day academy that's telling you all the things about podcasting. So it saves me time so that I can do all of these other components that go into each part of what I'm doing in my life, right? Plus, it gives me a little extra time to go hang out with my friends. I got to see my godson before he went back to college. I got to hang out with my bestie. She hooked me up with some jewels. So I'm not sitting behind my computer all day trying to put out each and every episode. So AI has saved me time. AI has saved me money. Because now for a small fee, I get several other components added in to my initial fee that I'm paying. And I'm just paying a little bit extra. And if you want to know what that is, the link is in the bio. It'll show the company that I use. Just click on and let me tell you what you can do it for free or you can pay for it. Just depends on how much time that you need and if you want them to archive your podcast episodes. Completely up to you. But anyway, I teach all about that in the academy. Here's the thing. It saves money. Because when I go into season 3, I wanted to upgrade everything, which means that I would need a bigger budget for each episode because each episode does cost me a lot of money and I spend a lot of time putting it together. So now my time is cut in half and my budget has reduced. Hey, listen, that is heaven. That's what anybody wants to hear. I'm saving time and I'm saving money. So let me get into part 3 of what AI does to make podcasting easier. It creates the transcripts. So because you want to have your podcast being accessible to everybody, not everybody can hear. So you want to have a transcript. And transcripting services are very expensive. AI has cut that cost to a minimum. Let me say that again. AI has cut that cost to the bare minimum. And it does it in seconds. So you're not waiting days for a transcription company to get finished with transcribing your podcast. And I will say the accuracy is probably about 95%, which is great. Considering my Midwestern dialect, I think that's pretty good. And the number 4 way that that AI makes podcasting easier is it creates chapters. So if you listen to the podcast and you want to go back to something specific, there are now chapters that you can go to on the Black Women Amplified podcast, and it will take you directly to that space. So if you're like, oh my God, you just listened to an episode with Jasmine and Ivy talking about their historic purchasing of a crystal mine. And you're like, okay, what was the name of their company? I don't remember. You can either now you can go to the transcript and look for it. You can go to the show notes and look for it. Or you can go to the chapters and listen to it again. Maybe there was a part of their story that you're like, I want to hear that again. But I don't want to go through the whole podcast again. You can go directly to the chapter. And that's what AI has created for the Black Women Amplified podcast. And then the fifth thing that AI has done to make podcasting easier for me is it writes, like I said, the show notes. So it goes through and writes the show notes. So it gives you a synopsis of what is happening in this episode. That is something for the first 56 episodes I did myself by hand. So I would have to re-listen to the podcast and then write the show notes so that you have a synopsis to decide, hey, if I want to listen to this, or maybe I'll wait till the next episode, or maybe I'll come back to this. Whatever the decision, my intention is to make the listening experience accessible to everyone and putting your experience first. So those are the 5 ways that AI is making podcasting so much easier. Number 1, it saves time. Number 2, it saves money. Number 3, it creates the transcripts. Number 4, it creates chapters. And number 5, it creates the show notes. So if you're like, what is all of that about? That's exactly what we're talking about in the Amplify Podcasting Academy, the 14-day experience where we're going to go through all of the components of building out your show, all the components of building out your niche, all the components of building out your platform, so that by the time we're done, if you put the work in, you will have a roadmap to putting out your first podcast and completing your first podcast episode. Now, that is something you will have the opportunity to do either with me or you're on your own. But when you get done with this class, because I give you a complete planner, and then the beauty of this academy is we're going to have 5 days of training that are on demand. We're going to have 2 days of live sessions where we're going to go through everything. You're going to get feedback and you're going to get answers to your questions from me live. And then we're going to have the rest of the time, after the 5 days of training, the rest of the time will be about implementing and accountability. So you can finally get it done. So that you can finally decide what you're going to talk about, who you're going to interview, where you're going to put your podcast, how you're going to record it, all of those things. You will create your new unique roadmap for your podcast, and it will be complete by the end of the 14 days if you commit to the process. So I'm your girl, Monica Wisdom. I am the host and executive producer of the Black Women Amplify podcast, and I'm the founder and the creator of the Amplify Podcasting Academy. And I hope that you join me. The link is in the bio. Take care and have a great day.